Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Alice. This is a project for Scrap and Crate and you can get all of your supplies there. I'll have a link down below and there's a link down below to the cutting guide as well for this project. It's free, just go get it. We have finished our pages and I thought we might do the cover today, or at least get them into the cover today, but I changed my mind. I want to go through and add some embellishment because that may change the overall thickness of the book and affect the size of the spine on the cover. So I want to do that first. I have separated out my die cuts and my fuzzy cuts for the most part, not all of them, in here. I've got sort of sayings and plaques and things here, figures here, just little things here, and teacups here. I also have these, and I've pulled one off. You'll see that in a minute. And then these are the actual cut aparts from the cut apart sheets, I should say. There's lots of them. So that's those. And I've picked a few things out, but not too many because there was just too much to leave it loose. I kind of have to glue as we go, and I didn't want you to miss it. So. All right, so we have already done January and February. January, we added a couple of pieces here and underneath. And February, oh, I do have a couple of things to add here. I just remembered. Okay, we added these little mushrooms and we added this. And I added this. This is from the wooden, not the wooden shapes, the adhesive die cuts to give it a little bit of height. But there's another piece, and I seem to have lost it, that I want to add here. I wonder, did I put it inside? No, but I have this piece I want to add. I'll figure out where the other piece went, but let's go ahead and get going with that. Let me put these off to the side, if I could find, whoops, a place. Oh, there it is. I found the piece I was looking for. Okay. So what I have here is, this is from, I believe this is from the collectibles that I fussy cut. And I'm going to add this on top of this. It's a hair smaller, but I'm okay with that. The reason I'm doing that is I like the dimension that this gives, but it's a little shiny, which I'm not that fond of. So I'm going to put this on top. It'll add some more dimension and it'll tone down that shine. So let me grab my ink. This is when you really need a bigger workspace. Oh, you know what? I need to cut a little of that out. When I fussy cut, I don't cut out the sort of fragile areas until right before I put it down. There we go. And I left a little bit in his hand there. I may have to cut that. We'll see. I don't know how much it's going to show. Oh, I think I inked the wrong side. These are reversible, the ones from the collectibles. Okay. Yeah, he's fine. I think I do want to cut that little bit out. There. Pardon me. It's very early and I just woke up. Okay, let's put that down. And everything we're doing at this point is 100% optional. My original intention in my head was that I was going to do a lot of embellishing on these pages. But as I went along, I changed my mind because, so you can see this is smaller than what's underneath it. So it actually adds a little bit of extra dimension. Slide over a little, there we go. The reason I changed my mind is I need to get a new baby wipe. This one's grubby. That's not why I changed my mind. I changed my mind because I really like the way the pictures were coming out, or the pages, and I didn't want to hide them too much. The other is this really is a book for photos, and if I put too much stuff in, it's going to take that away. There'll be less places for photos. So that was my other thinking. All right, so pulling out a baby wipe. That one's a little damp. Okay, and then the other thing I thought I might do on this page is, put that down so we can see, is just put this little teapot down here as a tuck spot. And this is also from the collectibles. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to put glue along here, as you can see. I wonder if I want to turn it that way and put the more fragile. No, because then as you put things in and out, you might bend, bend that. This way the more fragile part will be glued down. Okay. All right, so I'm just clarifying in my mind where I'm putting glue. Putting that right down at the bottom with the spout there. Okay, and I have to use the other baby wipe for a bit because that one's still wet. Okay, so that is, and of course you can add as much or as little as you want. I'm just giving you some ideas here. Again, I don't want to go overboard because I'm pretty sure this book is going to end up in my Etsy shop. And whoever buys it may want to put pictures on every single page, and I don't want to take that option away. Okay. And, okay, so this, I think I'm going to put him right here. This is March. And I believe there might be a wooden shape of him that I could use, or an adhesive that I could use to give him kind of the same idea, a little extra height. Let's see. And again, you could just use one or the other. I'm kind of thinking of both just because I like the height that this is going to give, the dimension. But again, I'm not a huge fan of the shine. And it really fits quite well, except around the face. So, sorry, but we're going to give you a nose job. That's better. I just have to trim a little bit more here. And then I want to take, I've left a little bit of white right by his chin, and I want to take care of that. Oh, actually, there we go. Okay. And you know what, I think I'll glue these together first and then ink. Okay. If you don't have, if you have the collectibles, which is where this guy came from, but you don't have the adhesive, you could always just use regular chipboard behind. To give it a little height. I'm kind of lining up the face and the hat and letting everything else kind of fall where it's going to fall. Okay, there we go. And of course it's adhesive, so it's stuck to my board. There we go. I think I might do, let me see. The hearts don't really line up very well on top of the crown, so I'm just going to remove the heart from the top piece, and we'll just see the one from the adhesive piece. The adhesive chipboard, I believe they are called. I have the thing. Chipboard. I have both of these. There's two different ones. Okay. And then we are going to put him down here. And he's already adhesive, but since I've stuck him down and picked him up a couple times, I'm just going to add some glue. Oh, I didn't ink him. Doesn't really need it, but I'll hit him up with a little bit. I think I may have inked this already when I originally cut it, because it looks like it's pretty good. Okay. And of course I stuck my finger right in the glue. And he is going here, and I don't want him to stick off, because while the pieces from the collectibles are reversible, there is pattern on the back. There is not on the chipboards. That's cute. Okay. And okay, and then I have this piece, which I thought looked really cute right there. This is where you kind of have to use your own, not imagination, but decision in terms of, do you just want to leave this plain for a photo? If you put this down, are you okay putting a photo on top of it? Because as a tuck spot, it's pretty big. It's going to hide whatever you put underneath it. I still may put it down as a tuck spot and use, well, not necessarily this one, but one of the smaller cut-aparts under it. Or I may just leave it as is, because I think it looks really nice with what's there. And I'm not going to do any additional cutting on this, because it is going in, I think, as a tuck spot, so I want to leave it sturdy. Okay. And so you could center it, but I think I'm going to put it over a little bit like that. And glue it this way. And then in here, we could put a little something right there. Oh dear, Jolly's coming. I was thinking, and honestly, I thought I already had it in there, but I may have dropped it. This is why I stopped picking out stuff, because I just couldn't keep track of it without gluing it down. But I'm just thinking maybe a cup there. Is it worth it? Probably not. Oh, Jolly, Jolly, Jolly. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hang on. Yikes. Okay, come on. No, you really, really, really can't get in the middle of this, because I will lose everything. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking of something there in the way of a cup or something. But it's kind of high. Like, I was going to just hide that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, yeah, I didn't want to leave it half covered. So I either need something bigger or don't do anything there at all. So let's leave it for now. Oh, look, here's the piece that I lost. That's the piece I was going to use. It's the same as that, though. Okay, let's leave it. So that and that. Okay, so that's March. April, I have this from the collectibles, and this is from the die cuts. Just a little pawn, and I thought we would just put this down here again. I keep putting lower right, but it's just the most obvious spot. I didn't want to put it on this side and cover the taller chess pieces. So let us do this. And I'm doing quite a few tuck spots because there are no pockets other than the big, the side pockets. So this will give us a spot if you don't want to glue a photo to tuck one in. All right, I'm just double checking that there's no right side up, upside down, whatever. All right, and we're just going to do the corner. Oop, well, that was more glue than I intended. I'm going to put that down there. Like that. And then we're just going to take this little pawn and put it on top. Just playing into the whole chess theme of this page. Okay, there's April. Okay, so we have January, February, March, April. Okay. And then for May, this is from the collectibles as well. No, it's not. This is from the inside front cover, I believe, of the 8x8. And I just fussy cut it out. It says happy unbirthday to you. And I thought it would add a little interest right here. It's not going to be a tuck spot. I'm just going to glue it down in total. So let me just dab it with a little glue. That. Oops. Okay, hang on. It's got a kind of delicate little frilly edge. Whoa, that's way more glue than I intended for that spot. That I want to hit with a little bit of glue. Just to make sure it's thoroughly glued down and won't catch on things. And I do have some little small pieces over here, little butterflies and things, because there is a butterfly there that we could add. Here we have one of the die cuts. Kind of there, but I don't think that's necessary. I kind of like this little guy right here though. Let's put him down. These aren't that visible because they're going to be flat, but I think they look nice. Just there. Okay, that looks good. I really should put these little guys in here so I don't lose them. Okay, there we go. Picked up a few things. And that. And I thought about putting something here, something big or something like that, because it's so plain. But by the same token, this is a great place to put a photo. And I thought about this, but it's very similar to what we just put on the front. So I think let's leave this as is. That's May. June, I don't know if I picked anything. Oh, I did. Okay, so this one, whoa, I just thought she was awesome, and she goes really well with what is here. She's also reversible, so I think maybe we'll put her on the left for a change and line up with that. And this is very plain though. See, I keep using that same spot, but it's the best spot. Yeah, I'm going to leave it on the right. So let me trim out this extra white that I left on her. She's coming back. And no, honey, there is really no room for you over there. None. Stop. I'm a little concerned about using this as a tuck spot because this arm is so fragile. So I think I'm going to just glue her down entirely. And if you want to put a photo here, you can just put it right over top of her. And then let me just see. You know, we have the 3D pieces, but since this is on the inside, I don't think I want to do that. Let's just glue her down. Oh, hang on. I'm gluing these very lightly. I'm gluing, inking. I'm not even really dipping into my ink for the most part. There. If you prefer, you could put this on a piece of chipboard, thin chipboard maybe, a lightweight chipboard, and then you could use it as a tuck spot. But I am just going to put it down like that. Okay. All right, so, and I'm not putting anything here. Okay, so that's June. That's May and June, okay. And I don't think I was thinking about July, and that's when I stopped, because I was, or June, or August, maybe, I can't remember. I was getting tired. I was trying to pre-pick things, but I felt like I was too tired to make a good decision. But this one I did pick out. So this is our card, like this, and I think we're going to use the crown from the die cuts to hold the card up, and I may have to lift it up on a little bit of chipboard, but that's okay. But what we need to do is put our what's going to pop up when this opens. So I have her, and we need to get rid of that spot. Hang on. Okay, so we have Alice. And I'm thinking behind it all, this teapot, like that. And this teapot is reversible because it's from the collectible, so it can stick up above the fold. Everything above the fold is going to be lifted. And then we have this guy, and he is also reversible. So then, if I put him a little lower, when this lifts up, all those items lift up, and I think that looks good. And I'm leaving quite a bit of material around this teapot just to keep it from not being too fragile, but I'm going to cut a little bit of around the spout here. Not too much. Just a little bit, and we're going to ink. And of course, you could leave nothing here, and then when you find a photo, maybe a group photo, you know, cut the little row of people out and put it here, and then they'll pop up if you prefer that. That's cute. Okay, so that's going to be basically centered. This is going to be on top, and it can stick out the side, but not too far because this has to fold, so it can't go past that fold. So you have to be a little bit cautious, but you can go a little bit over if you want. And then she is going to go on the other side like that. So let's just go ahead and do our teapot first. And I'm going to keep the glue pretty low. Like that. I'm going to center it and leave some of it sticking up. That's good. Okay, then we're going to take our heraldic rabbit, and let's see, we could put him this way because he's reversible. Let's see which we like better. Yeah, maybe that way. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way because that way they're facing each other, even though she's rather snootily ignoring him. But so everything except the very tip of his ears needs glue. Okay. And I'm just resting him right on the bottom of the mat, like that. Good. Make sure his ears are popping. And they are. Very good. And then she is going to go here. And she needs to be glued about from the waist down. And you could glue these only right near the bottom and make them tuck spots, but I am not doing that. Okay. Cute. Very cute. Okay. And then we need our crown to go inside to hold the card up. And as you can see, it wants to pop off a little bit. It's not quite tall enough. So we're just going to put some chipboard underneath that. And I have a scrap right here somewhere. Just a cut off piece that I have. And let's just cut. I'm thinking a square. Small enough to go there, and then I can round it. Okay, let's move this aside so you can see. All right, so we need a piece there. And then a piece for across the bottom. It's almost too big. That's good. A second to set up. Oops. All right. Let's see if that's tall enough. It might need a second lift, but we shall see. that seems good. I think one's going to be enough. Okay. That's going to be really cute. All right, let's just do a little ink. Tone down the shine a little bit. And we shall put this here at the bottom, like that. Yeah, that's going to be good. And I'm just putting glue here just on the off chance you want to tuck something in there. Probably won't, but just in case. And eyeballing it, make sure it's reasonably centered. And remember, we left an extra 1/8 inch on this side to account for the bulk that we just put in. Cute. Okay, so that's going to go there, and it closes just fine because we have that extra piece there. Now, August, I'm having kind of a weird thought about August. I am thinking of actually covering her up with this. I love the way the purple kind of picks up on the purple there. She's really just standing there with her back to us, so it's not, you know. The only thing is, in order to cover her up, I either need to double mat this on a bigger piece, or just do it like this and then add something else here. But I am thinking I'm just going to double mat and add this to the top, which basically is the mat I should have done in the first place. So I'll try to remember to point that out in the walkthrough. And it's a shame because I could really just put it there and it would look great, except that her head is sticking out the top. So that is not going to work. So I either have to do that or double mat. And I hate to double mat because I'm so low on paper. But I really want to. Okay, so if we put that there, and then that there, it's almost seamless. And that there, only centered. And if we tore that edge, then that upper, we won't have that straight contrasty line. That's what I'm going to do. I'll try to remember to point all this out to you in the walkthrough. Hopefully you've already seen it and know what I did here. Okay, and then I'm going to do, yeah, that's the best way. That's the most seamless looking. And so that's going to go like that. And I just want to tear this a little bit. I don't even have to tear the whole thing, just a bit. And then give it a good ink. Oh dear. I'm just checking if we're still recording because I just had a power outage. Okay, we're still recording because I'm doing everything on my phone and my laptop, which have their own power. Okay. All right, so that's going there. That's going there. All right, let me do that. I have no idea what that sound was. Oh, I know what it was. It was my Amazon Echo Show thing coming on. This is still a little damp. That's the new one. And let me put this down. So essentially we're not actually embellishing this page yet, we're just rematting it because I changed my mind. And then that can go on top. Good. And don't know as I have anything I want to put on top of it. That might look good there. Alice, I thought there was like a little blue in the chipboards, a little blue sign. Oh, it's not blue, it's gray. Who are you? Another coffee cup. I guess that is it. And there are several small things, but I think they'd just be, they don't relate to it, so I don't see the point. But I do like this, so let me fussy cut this. There. Get rid of these. Okay, that took a minute because it was fancy. That maybe down there. Cute. Too much glue, I already know. Way too much glue. All right, so if you know you've put too much glue, just kind of spread it out and pick some of it up, rather than making too much of a mess. Putting this down here. Whoops, not even remotely centered. There we go. That kind of hides that seam where I've got it. That looks cute. Looks like part of it. You'd never even know. Okay. And let's see, I don't know if I didn't even look on the inside. Oh, this is the double flip. I don't think I'm going to do anything there. Okay, so that's August. We already did July. Okay. September. All right, this one I am pretty sure I'm not doing anything on because this is such a simple page. It's so beautiful. I suppose we could put something there. Have all my, most of the cut-aparts are either cards or bookmarks, something like that. There are some little tags. Let me see, I think they're all pretty bright. There's that, but I don't think it adds anything necessarily. No, these are too bright for this. just don't think it adds anything. I mean, we can use these as inserts into the tuck spots, but I just don't think they're adding anything. And I just found the piece that I was looking all over for to use here. But that's all right, because I have another spot for that, and that's why I had it set aside. Okay, so I am not going to add anything here, because I just think it's beautiful, and, you know, I could add, but I don't think it needs anything. Okay, so September is done. I think this is already got cards. Okay, we don't want anything there. We might do here is, if I can find them, hang on. We have some little 3D suits, the suit symbols like that. Okay, so there's the spade and the club, and another club. There's the diamond. I think that's the diamond. It's not very even. I know I saw the heart somewhere. Teapots. There's another spade. Apparently spades are a big deal. Oh, there's the heart. Okay. So let's get rid of those. The diamond, I'm not thrilled with the diamond. It's out of whack. It's that is not a diamond. That's something weird. We could just do the 3. Or even just 1 to pick up on that this is hearts on this guy here. Could do something like that. Don't think that's necessary. I wish that diamond wasn't kind of wacky, because here's another one. Wait a minute. Is this one wacky too? It is. Like, what's up with that? That would drive me crazy. I can't use that because it's just weird. Here's one, but it's smaller and not 3D. Do we just use the black ones? Or maybe, no. Spade. A club. Do I have another club? Nope. Alright. How are we going to do this? Maybe just do the spades? Two spades and a heart. Just a heart. What have we got inside? Oh, nothing. We already looked. Okay. All right. Thinking maybe just the heart under his feet like that. Save these for somewhere else. Okay. So we've already got the cards. So just picking it up to make sure it's straight. Okay, there's October. Okay. November. Now this one has some opportunity because while it's beautiful, it's very plain. It's also purple. So that door would work. Not really what I had in mind. We have this. Also not really what I had in mind. Some plaques. We have this figure. And we have cut aparts we could look at too. Let's see, we don't want that. I've already kind of used that. We don't want that. That doesn't really go. I love these little guys, and we haven't used them anywhere. We have to go back through. And we have the king, which we also like. There. This guy I like, which we didn't use either. Oh, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, which we didn't use, which I really like. I like them, but they're kind of silly looking on this kind of elegant page. And I feel like I need to go back through and find a place for them. And, oh, you know what do we have here? I don't think so. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. Okay, we might use that. That blends in more, whereas this stands out more. I'm not sure which way we want to go. That's the same one. We have this, but we already featured him pretty heavily. And nope. He goes, but I think I like him better as a tag. So we're down to either this guy or this. What's on the inside? And of course, it's a good place for a photo too, so you don't really need to put anything. That's kind of cool right there. Maybe we'll use them both, here and here. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let me ink. And you know what, let me get, got it right here. I'm gonna quarter round these. Or at least this one. I know it's not the same size. I really need an 1/8 quarter rounder, but this one. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, let's just make sure there's nothing else we want to add with it or anything. That's the piece that's there. I think it's too big. We have the happy unbirthday to you. It gets some more than it needs. And I don't want it centered. I definitely want it lower. I feel like I need more ink there. Oh, you know what? We have that side too. Oh. I'm going to put this down here as a tuck. So just a little bit of glue at the bottom. All right, I haven't been putting the top back on my glue and it's starting to get clogged up. Whoops. I had to squeeze the clog out and now it's overly drippy. Lesson learned, put the top back on your glue. Okay, there. Okay, and then we are going to put this one here, and I'm just going to glue it down as a mat. You could cover it with a photo if you want. November, and then we have December. Oh, and I was looking for a home for him. He might work somewhere in here. Or Tweedledee and Tweedledum, which do kind of go because of the red. Yeah, let's use them. Super cute. And we will make them a tuck spot as well. Side or on that side? This side. I put everything on that side. Okay, cute. I put them on this side because their eyes are going that way. Although they are reversible, I could have turned them over and done them the other way. But. Okay. And do we want anything in here? I have half an Alice right here, which doesn't really bother me, but we could put something there. But it would have to be something like this that is reversible. I'm afraid if I do that, it just looks like something is sticking out, something that, you know, like I made a mistake. I put it too far over. So that is a no. I have things like this. Which is upside down. But I don't think it adds anything from the outside. And she's fine. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Okay, so that's December, November, October. October. Let's go back to October and maybe put him right in the center there, except all of this is purple and green and he's blue and red. So that's kind of a no. That's a no. Okay, so nothing there. So that's October. September, we didn't really add anything because I loved it and didn't think it needed anything, and I still feel that way. August, there's nothing in this colorway. Well, there is. Okay, hang on. We have these hearts. There is a home where we can put him. Perfect, because I really wanted to use him. All right, so let me just trim this extra white off. I'm sorry, I just realized my blinds are banging. I hope that hasn't been going on for like an hour. I'm driving you crazy. Hang on. They have just started doing this. It's so strange. Hopefully that fixed it. The air conditioning comes on and it makes them move a little bit, and I don't remember them banging like that before, but all of a sudden that's what they're doing. Okay, he is going to go there, and I think he needs to be fully glued down, otherwise his little scepter will probably get wrecked in no time at all by using him as a tuck spot. Maybe not. I'm going to leave him as a tuck spot for now, and then either eventually I will glue that down, or if whoever buys this album decides that it needs to be glued down, they can glue it down. Okay. I need to clean that tip. It has gotten so clogged from being left open. Okay, there we go. All right, that's August. Here is July. I definitely don't want anything there because these are mirror imaged, this one and the previous one. So I just kind of want, and we've got plenty going on there. Okay, that's July. Here is June. Okay, June, we put the Queen of Hearts. Got these guys. I'm just concerned about putting something with that much height in there. It works. It just doesn't seem to quite fit that aesthetic. You know what? Hang on a second. Let me just clean this glue bottle. The top of this bottle is all clogged, and that's one reason it's not closing properly, but I have a whole bag of them. So I put that on there, set that aside to be cleaned. These are in my list down below for Amazon. They're knitting needle caps, and there's 30 of them in there, so they'll last you forever. Okay, back to what I was doing. All right, so I think we've decided nothing here. That's June. All right, here's May, and we have him here. Oh, that's March. April. Where's May? Wait a minute. There's May. Okay. And this is fine. Well, I'm a little shiny there where I got some extra glue. This is April. This has kind of the chess theme going, is fine. And this is March. We have quite a bit going on here in March, so I don't think we need anything else. This is February, and we're good there. And this is January. I don't think I'm going to get these guys in. At least not yet. We still have the cover to do. We haven't got the Cheshire Cat in, but I'm thinking he'll fit somewhere. We'll figure it out. All right. I think we are ready to figure out our cover now that I have all that stuff in. Let's give it a measure. It is a solid 2 inches, which is fine. So we can do a 2.5 inch cover, which is what I like the best. We should be good. Okay. The only thing is you're going to be putting pictures. It is going to get bigger. Do we want to go maybe a 2? I don't really like a 3 inch cover. I just think they look really bulky, but this is such a huge book. Okay, I'm going to play with it. You'll already know by now what I chose because you'll have seen the cutting guide, but I think it's going to probably be like 2 3/4, more than 2.5 and less than 3, which doesn't leave us a lot of options. Okay, let me close that. I am going to call this one done. I have no idea how long it's going to be once I edit it, but I think we've done enough. So what we will do next time is I will have my cover made. The measurements are in the cutting guide, so at some point by now you probably have already made your cover. If not, make your cover. And we will make the spine, the hinge together next time and put our pages into the book. All right. I was originally going to end this video there, but I realized it would only take us a few minutes to do the base of the cover. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well, and then we'll end. So I've made my cover. Just follow the directions in my Construction Basics playlist for how to make a cover. Measurements are all in the cutting guide, which is linked down below. And I did wrap it in white. Besides the fact that I'm running out of the Kraft, I just thought these rice papers would show better over the white in this case. And then I put a liner. It's quite short. It's only about 7 inches tall because not much of it is going to be visible. So it's just so that if somebody looks down your spine, they won't see chipboard. All right, so let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to wrap the cover in rice paper. Now, if these 2 sheets of rice paper that I have are not wide enough to cover the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is cut them down in length and then use the extra pieces to cover the spine, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is cut this down. Let me see how much I'm going to actually need. Let me just move that up, move that one up. So if I leave myself about that's like 3/4 of an inch, and then that's about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to need 1.5 inches of paper up the spine, call it 2. Okay, so if we go to, I just want to make sure I have enough. All right. So if I cut this 9.5 inches long, which is what I'm thinking, that'll be perfect. I will have 2.5 inches left to play with. It won't be quite tall enough, but if I piece the 2, then I'll be fine. Okay, so I am going to cut both of these to 9.5. Our cover is 8.5, so that'll leave me a 1/2 inch to wrap over the top. Here's one. And you could just use rice paper on the front or the back and use other paper on the other side, but I really wanted to wrap my whole cover this time, not just my spine. Usually I just wrap the spine, but this case I have done the whole thing, and that's what I want to do this time. This one's easy in terms of cutting. It doesn't really matter which edge I cut. This one, I'm trying to decide, because if I cut it this way, we'll have a sideways Alice on the spine, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If I cut it here, I'll just have that, I think. 9.5. We'll still have Alice. No, we won't, because she'll be wrapping around. So we definitely want to cut this one off the top. This one, it doesn't really matter. Most of it's going to be covered anyway, so it does have the logo, so I think I will cut it from the bottom as well. So this one from the top, this one from the bottom. Okay, there we go. So now we have our front piece, our back piece, and our 2 spine pieces that are blowing all over the place right now because they don't weigh anything. So let me just put those there. Now the reason, you might be wondering, why we are putting the more decorative piece on the back is because we are going to add lots of things. Whoops, there goes my rice paper. Oh. We are going to be adding lots of things to the front cover. Sorry, my air conditioning is on, so this is blowing like crazy. Okay, I've got my brush, and let me just grab one of these plastic pieces that we just took the rice paper out of. And I'm going to start with the back. Let me just slide this over, weight that down, and do our glue. And just going to put that there. And I am using Velo glue from Stamperia, which is designed for rice paper, but I think it's the same as Mad Mod Podge, which will work just fine. So I am just sprinkling it directly on my cover, and I'm going to use my brush to spread it out. Probably should have put some scrap paper. I mean, this is a glass board, so it's easy to clean, but spreading this glue out evenly. And there we go. Now we are going to place this piece so that I have got about 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to use a line on my board. Hanging over. Okay, could have been straighter, I think, but that's okay. And down, and now I'm going to put some glue on the plastic that I got out. Go ahead and lift up and add any glue where I need it. down pretty good there. And that stuck down well there. And I think she is going to be wrapping around onto the spine a little bit, which I kind of like, so I'm good with that. Obviously, you could just buy more rice paper if you don't want to have to fuss with how you're going to get it to fit, but it's really not hard to get it to fit. So, actually, she's not going to wrap onto the spine, but that's okay too. Whatever. As long as my book is covered, I am fine. Try to decide if I want to put this piece down first. I don't think so. I think I want to do it this way. Sorry, I had to think about that for a minute. Pretty much just gone up to where it rolls around to the back, but I haven't fully done that part in case we decide we want to put the other one under it. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing on the front. I'm going to turn it around. Whoops. I've got stuck onto my glass. Okay, there we go. Be a little neater than I was. All right, and I think we're going to do it this way. Put that there just so I have an idea where it's going. Holding this down because it's wanting to blow away. If you don't have AC blowing, it won't just lift up the way mine is doing. Okay. Again, not particularly straight. Can I get it up? Because I think I would like it straighter than that. Okay, that's better. Lifting that up. This is going to have to dry, so by doing it now, that gives me a little while to let it dry. Okay, now, put that there, close that for a second. let's figure out exactly where these are going to end. And if I want these on top, I think I do like them on top because we're probably going to put something on the spine, so. On top or on the bottom, I keep dithering. Kind of like them like that. Okay, let's do that. Okay. I don't want to. Yikes. I don't want to lose my spot where I put it, so. Okay, there's that. And then turn it around so we can do the bottom. You know, I could have measured and cut and all that stuff, but it's just as easy to wing it for this anyway. Okay, then close. Let's shift it a little. We need to put the other piece down. That is this one. I think I'm just going to take it here. I'm going to tear it to give us a smoother sort of transition. Just put that about like that. Cut it longer than it needs to be because it's going to fold over anyway. Good, that looks good. Okay, and now we are going to put the rest down. And it doesn't matter if you get glue on the front of the paper because we're going to put some there anyway. That. And again, we're going to put something on the spine. I don't know what, but something. So I'm not too terrifically concerned about it. Okay, I need to get in there. Making a mess with my glue. Okay. All right. Then we just need to wrap over. Now, I didn't leave myself a whole lot of room with this paper, but it should be fine because the rice paper is soft. Okay. The only thing is I may need to add some little patches along here where the hinge is going to go. But I'll save, I have this little scrap, and I'll have little scraps from there maybe. So I will hang on to, actually I think I am going to do that one. I'll hang on to these and use them as needed for patches. Okay, let me put that there. Okay, and I am going to get this. Here along the back and the front, I know I'm going to have mats, so that's going to be fine. I just don't know exactly how far up my hinge is going to go in this area here. So that's where we may need to put our little patches. I have more, I think, down at that end than I do at this. Okay, and usually I miter. But in this case, I don't have a lot to work with, so I'm just going to leave them square and go from there. Okay, this side's a little easier. I have a little bit more to work with. Oops, trash trucks are here. My cats love to watch the trash truck. Go. Now we just need to do these ends, and I think I'm just going to do them kind of like a present. Just fold over. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. All right, just putting a little there, and I'm just going to fold, and I'm going to fold this one. Up and over like that, because remember, most of this is going to be covered by mats. That was more glue than I intended to put right there, but that's okay. And let's do the same at the other end. And you know what, usually I pick this up when it's going over the spine to make sure that it's going over it as wrapped. So let me just do that while it's damp so that it'll stretch up. Okay. Just putting a little glue under where I'm folding it. That. Okay, quite a bit on here, I think. Just going to go around and make sure everything has some glue. Spine is going to be 7 7/8 inches tall. Right. So let's just take a quick look. It's not bad. We may need a little bit of patching just to hide where the spine's going, but it is not going to be much. So that's going to be the front, that's going to be the back, and I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back off camera and just do a coat of glue on the outside, you know, like a decoupage, but you don't need to see that part. Okay, pretty, it's going to look pretty, because again, we're going to add stuff to the front. We may not even need anything on the spine, but we probably will. Okay, I will see you next time. Go ahead and get yourself to this point. Next time we will make our hinge system, get that into the book, and get our pages into the book, and then we'll see how far we go from there. So don't forget to get the cutting guide for this. It's linked down below. The materials are available at Scrap and Create. This is a design project for Scrap and Create, and you can get everything you need there. Everything's linked down below. And that's it. I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.